This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. One of the things that I get asked about quite a lot, and has become sort of a thing that if you do see the channel and my playing, you probably recognise that quite a lot of my playing is kind of based on this legato stuff. I don't have any sort of set kind of curriculum for a legato kind of, you know, getting from being okay at legato to slightly better. But I think maybe it's something I need to work on and put together at some point. Let me know in the comments if that would be interesting at all. If you are looking for that sort of thing, I think TrueFire, who sponsor the channel, you can search by legato and then you can look at specific courses that they've got. And I've found that there's some really interesting stuff from Alan Hines on there, kind of shows some of the ideas that I think would be kind of really useful, and some sequences and bits and pieces like that. There's, you know, a load of kind of legato based stuff on there which would definitely be worth checking out. David Martone, which I think was actually quite interesting. It was kind of working on some legato stuff, as well as Tim Miller's 212 arpeggios kind of work really nicely in a legato approach as well. You can use the code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. I'm working on getting a promo code that you could use for the All Access Pass as well, but All Access Pass is the cheapest way to kind of get access to all of their courses, like a yearly subscription. I kind of think of that as something that, like an alternative to Spotify or Netflix or something like that, that you can use to dip into and get some inspiration from any of their courses. Anyway, on with the lesson. One of the things with legato that I think is important is to be thinking more specifically about how many notes are happening per beat. And we call this subdivisions. And I like to really think about things in terms of either being 16th notes, so 4, 8 or 16 even amounts, or triplets or sextuplets. So you could have, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, this kind of thing. You know what a triplet is. Anyway, so people sometimes notice that I switch these things up in the middle of a line, or in the middle of a legato burst, and I think people ask, you know, how do you do that? Well, you just practice doing it, basically. So I'm just going to give you some exercises on this, and hopefully that'll be useful. Patreon will be the place to get the tabs and the backing track. People often worry about, like, what sort of tone should you be using to practice legato, and my answer is use the tone that you're going to use. If you play with gain, practice with gain, so that you aren't, you know, hiding string noises and stuff like that. So I wanted to first of all start off with the concept being something fairly simple. So we'll start in B from C major, and what we're going to do is take 3 note per strings, and we're going to go up 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, and then come all the way back down. And if you count those notes, you'll notice there's an even amount of them that will fit in 4/4. I pick per string change, and one of the really important things with legato is to sort of decouple that from being always on the beat 1. So if we just put on a metronome quickly, it's a really good practice to practice with a slow click like this. This is at 25 BPM. So that's part 1. So up and down. And we get a full bar from that. And then what I thought was, let's go into sextuplets. So we're then going to go into triplet feel. So we're going to go 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, then up to the 10th fret and all the way back down. I'll put on a faster click to show you this concept now then. So this is at like 85 BPM, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so a really, really simple idea. What we're doing there is just switching between 16th notes and sextuplets and just trying to keep that as smooth and as even as possible. Keep a really light touch with the right hand. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's the kind of concept. You could then apply that anywhere with any scale, 2, 3, so A minor. And I've not warmed up today. This is my first time playing guitar so far today. So this could be a really good thing to kind of warm up with as well. With legato, I think one of the key ideas as well is to keep like a simple kind of structure so that you're thinking less about each individual note, but more about what the kind of entire concept is. So like permutations, so we're going to go up 3 and we end for our 16th note part on the kind of 3rd note of our 3rd string. So I could do that at any point in any scale in the 3 note per string kind of vibe and know where my beat would kind of fall. And then that makes it quite easy to take care of the time because you know what happens if you kind of go up. And so you could try this, you know, like A melodic minor. You could do whatever you like with it, really, and you could start it from any string set. 4. So just try that as a concept out. If you do start on this D string, then you're going to run out of notes, because obviously you don't have a string underneath this, so you then need to think of a different way to dismount. 4. Could be really useful. Now, the next concept that I wanted to just try was mixing 2 previous licks of mine. So we're going to do the first part in 16th notes. So it's going to go like that. So 8, jump a string, 7, 10, back down to 7 on the A, 10, 7, 9, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9, 8, 8, 10, 10. And then we're going to go into the sextuplets after that. 7, 10, 8, 7, 9, 7. Back up to 9, 8, 10, 7, 8, 7, 10, 8. All the way down. 9, 7, 10, 7. And then back down again. And then you start again, so with a click. So give that a try. Those are just some exercises that I've been messing around with recently to try and kind of lock in my legato a bit more and get it a bit more kind of even, and being a bit more conscious about what are the subdivisions in the line and trying to play a bit more tightly with a click or whatever. Just trying to get a bit more control over this legato stuff. That's kind of the concept. Of course, you could create your own exercises from those kind of things as well. And I think that would really help you. For me, if I write my own kind of legato licks and practice, then they become part of my own kind of playing and identity. So I hope that helps a bit. Tabs, Back in Track up on Patreon, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers.